My name is Sumudu Tenakon. For this project, I selected an hypothetical project with a bank, a housing loan application decision system. This project intended to provide a solution to streamlining the housing loan application process with a secure AI-driven system that ensures human oversight and protects applicant privacy. Let's look at the task analysis. In loan application process, the flow looks like this. First, applicants submit the application, and then it will go through the review. Data validation will happen with the data extracted, and the human evaluation and decision making will be made. Review, data validation, and human evaluation and decision making will take a lot of human effort. Reviewing and gathering information, comparing, checking things from the applicant provided information with the external systems. And then the decision has been made, and then the user or the loan applicant will get time to receive the decision with some explanation and, of course, give a feedback or appeal in the process. This is the current system in place. So what we are trying to achieve with the solution is to improve the process in the sections of review, data validation, and human evaluation with AI assistant. So that will improve the process by reducing a lot of manual effort and assist human workers in this process to do a better decision making and faster decision making. In the current loan processing time, and the process will take about 2 to 4 weeks due to manual reviews with extensive task of the manual review as well as a high volume of loan applications. So this is a resource intensive task, and also sometimes it will create inconsistencies for various reasons. A solution would be ideal for initial triage of the system. We are automating initial triage and providing recommendation for human reviewers or the processors to reduce processing time. Regardless of whether the decision is made by human or AI, it should be fair evaluation and privacy to be implemented. So that ensures the fair evaluation and managing data privacy for any system, including the AI business process. So we need to have that implemented in the solution. So let's look at the task flow simplification with the proposed solution. As we experience the current manual process, it takes a long time. So we were intended to reduce that processing time and also increase the efficiency. And then the proposed automated flow should include the automated validation and providing recommendation for human employees at the bank. And then it will, of course, need to make a quick decision making and provide necessary explanation to the loan applicant. This will reduce a lot of bottleneck in the manual processing, and the timing delays introduced to the system, so can be removed from the proposed solution. So AI screening and insights will be more systematic, and then it will be very comprehensive, and then with a human in the loop that can make effort to flag high risk applicants and provide structured output with assist with the human reviewers. Let's look at the user experience design. As we found in the previous slides, the process we are going to improve is review, data validation, and human evaluation. Let's look at how we are going to do that. In the proposed solution, we will introduce AI review for the loan application. After users or the applicant submit the application, there will be an AI review, and then there will be AI assisted data validation and gather information from various sources, which information to gather could also be decided by AI or determined by AI. Then evaluation and recommendation. So that will be AI tasked to do the application evaluation with the collected other information and following the instructions and the training we provided to AI from the historic information. And then a human review will take in place, so putting the human in the loop for AI decisions. Some of the decisions are flagged to review thoroughly by human. We consider as exceptions, but other decisions human can quickly check on the output and then whether they can flag out any kind of anomalies per their subject matter expertise. There will be less time on human will involve in this process, therefore the process will be much faster. Then the decision will be received by the applicants as well as the feedback. Since AI is making a lot of items in this process, so the AI process should also be provided to give reasoning for their decisions. Let's look at the user experience design with some of the components we are going to include in the process. Secure online portal. So this will be a place users will access secure online portal to apply loans, submitting their applications, ensuring the sensitive information is protected. Then user information input. So users will provide their identity information, income, employment, and then financial history and various other sensitive information, as well as their personally identifiable information that need to be much secure. We'll discuss that in next few slides. And then AI evaluation assistance, where we'll provide quick and reliable analysis to users' loan application data. And then the data protection will be assured as part of data protect privacy and protect data protection practices. Then users will get opportunity to provide feedback or appeal on the decision they receive. The loan application evaluation with AI will make user input and feedback loop. It includes the model transparency, and it is also communicating uncertainty by providing better reasoning and anything to make it transparent for the applicants to get to know why the application being rejected or any other reasons they need to consider. Of course, that will help them to improve their financial health as well as to apply better in the next time. Let's look at the privacy consideration. Some of the laws applicable for privacy and data protection, and also in the financial domains is the financial application. There are a number of laws applicable based on the region of the system in place and where other applicants are. So in brief, since the system is processing sensitive personally identifiable information like PII or the financial records, credit data, so that need to have robust and privacy measures and data protection. Some of the acts and laws are highlighted here as identified. When we are making this practically applied, so we need to know based on the region or the user's area of residency, we need to decide which privacy laws are going to apply. But in general, most of the laws will talk about same thing, protecting privacy and the data of the applicants or subject matters. So how we can implement the privacy, regardless of the laws we looked at earlier, we have to implement the privacy and data protection. So we need to consider sensitive data handling, implement the transparency in the process. We also consider having on-premises data processing and storage without putting the data outside a public cloud. And then we need to implement data encryption in both in transit as well as data at rest stored in our systems. Regular audits and compliance is required in the process like this to make sure everything is in place and everything is well handled. So that will assure both company as well as the customers, like in this case loan applicants and bank customers, to deal with the company with trust. Data minimization also need to be practiced, and some of the privacy laws required or guidelines required that. That means we need to collect only the data necessary for processing, data only necessary for the current application. So that reduces the risk of exposing unnecessary data as well as enhancing user trust. So let's look at the ethical considerations. When we look at the ethical consideration, they're like most likely the bias is going to play a big role here. So what are the types of bias we can expect in an application like this? Historical data bias. So that could be a historical training data we are going to use to train the model can have some past human decisions based on certain aspects. And then the indirect discrimination can take place as well. Socioeconomic and demographic correlations, such as some areas or some neighborhoods or zip codes or some job titles may lead to indirect discrimination in the data analysis. So in the biases, we need to mitigate them. So how we can do that? We need to carefully evaluate the data and implementation of mitigation, because we cannot change the data to mitigate the bias, but we can implement some strategies to mitigate bias to make this goal in a way like unbiased decision making for all loan applicants. So this is crucial to reduce bias in machine learning models, especially some life critical or the human critical decision making like this loan application systems. So ethical AI consideration for this project would be addressing the bias, ensuring fairness, human accountability, and then promoting transparency. So addressing the bias we briefly discussed earlier, and the fairness we need to establish with the help of subject matter experts, reviewing data when we are using the data for training, and also throughout the reviewing process of the application and the outcome. Human accountability, that is a must in this process. So we'll try to keep the human in the loop in decision making and oversee AI generated outcome. Promoting transparency will be established by providing reasoning for the loan applicant, as well as they will get a chance to give feedback or appeal in the process. As a summary, we discussed about importance of AI-driven loan application review system and benefits of automation in the improving efficiency, and then the user experience and the participation of key stakeholders during the solution process, and the critical role of privacy, ethical consideration, and addressing bias. And then we discussed about the fairness and accountability in decision making. Thank you.